Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhaktin Bhavadirnaistiki
Bhaktin Bhavati Nastiki
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 5, text number 33. The canto name is the Cosmic Manifestation and the chapter name is the Cause of All Causes. Please repeat the sloka behind me. Tadā saṁhatya cānyonyaṁ
Sadā-asattvam cānyonyaṁ
bhagavat-chakti-coditāḥ
bhagavat-chakti-coditāḥ
sad-asattvam upādāya
sat-asattvam upādāya
cobhayaṁ sasṛjur adaḥ.
cobhayaṁ sasṛjuḥ adaḥ.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Tadā,
Tadā,
all these, all those.
all those.
Saṁhatya,
saṁhatya,
being assembled.
being assembled.
Cha,
Cha,
also.
also.
Anyonyam,
Anyonyam,
one another.
one another.
Bhagavat,
Bhagavat,
by the personality of Godhead.
by the personality of Godhead.
Śakti,
Śakti,
energy.
energy.
Coditāḥ,
Coditāḥ,
being applied.
being applied.
Sat-asattvam,
Sat-asattvam,
primarily and secondarily.
primarily and secondarily.
Upādāya,
Upādāya,
accepting.
accepting.
Cha,
Cha,
also.
also.
Ubhayam,
Ubhayam,
both.
both.
Sasṛjuḥ,
Sasṛjuḥ,
came into existence.
came into existence.
He, certainly.
certainly.
Adaḥ,
adaḥ,
this universe.
this universe.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada, please.
Translation, please repeat behind me. Thus, when all these become
when all these became
assembled by force of the energy of the Supreme Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead,
of the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
this universe
certainly
came into being by accepting both the primary and secondary causes of creation.
both the primary and secondary causes of creation.
Purport. In this verse, it is clearly mentioned that the Supreme Personality of Godhead exerts his different energies in the creation. It is not that he himself is transformed into material creation. He expands himself by his different energies as well as by his plenary portions. In a corner of the spiritual sky of the brahmajyoti, a spiritual cloud sometimes appears, and The covered portion is called the mahat-tattva. The Lord then, by his plenary portion as Mahā-Viṣṇu, lies down within the water of the mahat-tattva, and the water is called the Causal Ocean, Kāraṇa-jala, which, while Mahā-Viṣṇu sleeps within the Causal Ocean, innumerable universes are generated along with his breathing. These universes are floating and they are scattered all over the Causal Ocean. They stay only during the breathing period of Mahā-Viṣṇu. In each and every universe globe, the same Mahā-Viṣṇu enters again as a Garbhodakaśāyī Viṣṇu and lies down there on the serpent-like Sesha incarnation. From his navel sprouts a lotus stem, and on the lotus, Brahma, the Lord of the universe, is born. Brahma creates all forms of living beings of different shapes in terms of different desires within the universe. He also creates the sun, moon, and other demigods. Therefore, the chief engineer of the material creation is the Lord himself, as confirmed in Bhagavad-Gita 9.10. It is he only who directs the material nature to produce all sorts of moving and non-moving creations. There are two modes of material creation: the creation of the collective universes, as stated above, done by the Mahā-Viṣṇu, and the creation of the single universe. Both are done by the Lord, and thus the universal shape, as we can see, takes place. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnu-padāya Krishna-prasthāya Mudale Srimati Bhakti-Vedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavad Pashasha-deshatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees on the auspicious month of Kartik. So today's sloka we are discussing about the creation, what Brahmaji is explaining to Narada. So the previous sloka we discussed that how the Brahma is explaining that all the elements created, basic elements which are created by the Lord, it is coming together and it is assembled, and then the body is getting created. So now how the beings, the living beings are getting created. So today's sloka, Brahmaji is explaining here. So when all this become assembled by force of the energy of the Supreme Lord, so when all the basic elements, earth, water, fire, and the material natures, three modes of material nature, mind, intelligence, false ego, when all are coming to the being, when they're assembled together, then body shape is coming. Then this universe, the entire universe certainly come into the being. So what it is doing is accepting both the primary and secondary causes of the creation. So the primary and secondary causes of the creation. So the first cause of the creation is the Supreme Lord, and the secondary cause is the Brahma. So he is the creator. He is creating the Brahma's creation. What Lord created, he is continuing that activity. So here Prabhupada in the Purport, he was explaining about how this plenary portions are created. And he's talking about the mahat-tattva. So we already discussed, many times we discussed about this mahat-tattva. So this is not a direct expansion of Lord Krishna. It is the plenary portion of the expansion of the Lord Sri Krishna. So Lord Krishna is expanding himself into Balram. Then Balram expanded into the four Vishnu Tattvas, Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, like that, the four forms he is expanding himself. Then from Sankarshana, again, it is the Vishnu is appearing. From that, he is entering into the Causal Ocean. So the Causal, when the Vishnu, Sankarshana Vishnu is coming and lying at the Causal Ocean, he become Mahā-Viṣṇu. So if you see the illustration, there won't be any Sheshanag there in the Causal Ocean. So the Kāraṇa Ocean, that where there Lord lying on the Causal Ocean, so that is called He is called the Mahā-Viṣṇu. He is lying on the Causal Ocean. When he is sleeping, is the yoga nidra. So along with his breath, the universes are coming out from his bodies. The spores of each and every spores of his bodies, the material universes are coming out from his bodies. So it is the staying away outside, the universes are staying outside as long as the breath is breath time. And when the Lord breathing in, then all the universes are going again into the body of the Mahā-Viṣṇu. So the universes, whatever the creation of the material universe is, it is for the certain period only, which is the one breathing time of the Mahā-Viṣṇu. It is not like our breathing time. Our breathing time is within seconds, but Lord's breathing time, it is many celestial years. So that's the reason the universes are exist. And there are numerous universes, because in our body itself, there are numerous spores are there. Similarly, the Lord's body also has numerous spores. From that, each spore, each one universe is coming. So that much, the huge body. We cannot imagine that how big the Lord is, because within one universe, we are there. Within one universe, within one planet, we are there. Within one planet, within a city, within one particular room, very, very, very tiny we are. So this many, within one universe itself, so many things are happening. So many universes are coming from out from the body. So the Mahā-Viṣṇu body is very huge, which is beyond our imagination. And each universe, when the universes are coming, after the universe coming out, again the Lord getting into the universe, and he is lying in the lying in the Sheshanag. In the each and every universe, he is lying in the Sheshanag. And the Garbhodakaśāyī is there. Within each universe, the Garbhodakaśāyī will be there. That Viṣṇu is called Garbhodakaśāyī Viṣṇu. So he is entering into the each universe as he is lying there. Then he is starting the creation. So he is not working intensely, he is doing the creation. It is just his wishes or his glance only, it is creating the creation. So he is just going and lying at the Garbhodakaśāyī Ocean. So the Garbhodakaśāyī Ocean, Garbhodakaśāyī Viṣṇu is lying in the Sheshanag, and from his navel, the lotus stem is sprouting, and the lotus stem itself adding all the plenary portions of the material world is there. And in the top of that lotus, Brahmaji is appearing, and his Brahma is taking care of the secondary creations. So the Lord, the scriptures are saying that Lord just glance it over this material world, and this creation is happening. See, in the material world also, in order to impregnate a woman, a male is required. So women alone cannot pregnant herself. So she need a male. So we need to give the seed so that the woman can pregnant. Similarly, this material nature is like a woman, is a female, and Lord, but through his glance, he impregnate this material nature. So by just the glance of the Lord, this material nature is creating. So the seed-giving Father is here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he is the seed-giving Father. So from him, all the creation is happening. He is the chief engineer. So first of all, he is creating all the prototypes, and he is giving to the Lord Brahma. Then Brahma taking that into the consideration, and he is continuing this activity. So that's why Lord is the primary creator and Brahma is the secondary creator. And in Bhagavad Gita also, Lord confirming this in 9.10. In Bhagavad Gita 9.10, Lord is saying that Maya dakshyena prakritihi suyate sachara acharam yetu nanena kaunteya jagat viprivartate. So here the Lord is saying, this material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction of son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So here, Lord is not directly confirming that this material world is one of his energy. So this is one of his energy, and It is working under the direction of the Supreme Lord. So this entire material world is under the direction of the Supreme Lord. It is working. And it is producing all the moving and non-moving beings. So under his rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So this material universe is under his rule. He set up a rule like when he is breathed out, the universe will come out, and all the living beings come into being. And when he is breathing, all the universes will go inside of the body of this Mahā-Viṣṇu. That time, all the living entities, it will go on the inside of the body of the Lord. And at the time of the pralaya, so this is the creation and the annihilation. It is again and again, it will happen whenever the breathe in and breathe out of the Mahā-Viṣṇu. So during the annihilation, the living entities who are there in this material world, and what is their desire, and with the desire, they will get into the body of the Mahā-Viṣṇu. Then again, when the universes appear from the Mahā-Viṣṇu's body, then again, based on the desire, on their previous desire, the living entity come into being again. So if they desire to enjoy this material world, accordingly, they will get the body and they will enjoy and exploit this material world. So this is the way the Lord explaining about this creation. And it is not that Lord is sitting and he is controlling over everything. And everything is under the control of the Supreme Lord, but he is not aloof from all those activities. So this creation, annihilation, it is happening automatically. And it is the material world, it is handled by Durga Devi. It is managed by Durga Devi, supervised by the demigods. All the demigods is handling the material world, but it is under the direct supervision of the Supreme Lord. So that's the reason it is said in the scriptures that even though the Lord is created this material world, but he is aloof from all these activities which are happening in this material world. So that is the reason we are also saying that whatever is happening with you, you are the only one reason for that. So because of our previous karmas and because of our previous desire, previous papa and punya, whatever is happening with us in this material world, it is because of the previous activities, what we did, maybe in the previous birth or many births. Everything is all accumulated and the reaction is happening in this material world now. So we are the only reason for that, whatever happening with us. So we cannot blame the Lord that whatever is happening with us, it is because of the Lord. No, Lord is not doing any activities here. He is aloof from all these activities. So we saw that Mahā-Viṣṇu is a Kāraṇa-Dakshayi Viṣṇu. We'll call him as a Kāraṇa-Dakshayi Viṣṇu. He is lying in the Causal Ocean, and from his the universes are coming out. Each universe is going and staying in each universe as a Garbhodakaśāyī Viṣṇu. He is called Garbhodakaśāyī Viṣṇu. From his, the Brahma is appearing and all the material creation, living entities are getting created. And each material, each living along with each living entities, Lord is going in the body of each living entities and he is staying along with them as a Kshiradakshaya Viṣṇu. So Lord Viṣṇu is taking, for this material creation, he is taking the three forms: Garbhodakaśāyī Viṣṇu, Kāraṇa-Dakshayi Viṣṇu, and Kshiradakshaya Viṣṇu. So this is the three ways. So Garbhodakaśāyī Viṣṇu is a Mahā-Viṣṇu, and Kāraṇa-Dakshayi Viṣṇu is within the universe, and Kshiradakshaya Viṣṇu is within each living entity. So this is the way Lord is helping us to come out from this illusion and come out from this false ego. And when we getting entered into this material world, we also already discussed that we also Satchidananda Vigraha, like how the Lord is Satchidananda Vigraha, we also Satchidananda Vigraha only. But because of our false ego and the Lord told us, like how the Lord is enjoying, we also wanted to enjoy that. That's the reason we came into this material world. Lord provided this material world to enjoy and finally understand that what is the reason for our birth. So understand for the reason for the birth and understand that what is our position. The serving the Supreme Lord is our position to understand that Lord keeping us in this material world. So all these things, it is not necessary for Lord to do all those activities, but still he is a Supreme Father, and his duty is to correct his son to direct him into the right path. So that is the reason Lord is doing all this creation, material activities, and is. But for us, we may think that okay, it's so much of work for the Lord. No, it is not so much of work for the Lord. It is just, and Lord Himself is saying in Bhagavad Gita, this material creation and maintaining this material creation is just only the one fragmental part of the Supreme Lord. It is like actually we will say in Hindi, "Mera nahi hath ka kele." It's a kind of a little small, very easy I can do this. The similar way, Lord is doing this activity, all this activity, it is very in the sportive way and it's a very fragmental part. The material creation, maintaining this material creation, and the annihilation, all these things are happening for us. Since we are the tiny living entity, for us, it is look like it's a big thing, but for Lord, it is very small fragment. We are the very fragment. And it is said that 2/3 of his creation, Lord's creation, 2/3 of creation, which is the spiritual world. So material world also, it is very tiny compared to the spiritual world. And also the spiritual world, it is never get annihilated, and the material world, it is annihilated, it is getting created and it is annihilated again and again. Like in this 9.10, Lord himself is saying that this material manifestation is getting created and annihilated again and again. So Lord is maintaining both the worlds, but Lord wanted to be there in the spiritual world only. Since the living entities wanted to enjoy this enjoying propensity, Lord forcefully to create this material world and to correct the living entities. The similar way, the government not interested to create the prison houses, but because this living entities, and if you see in our government itself, it is doing this business of, first they are building a jails. So we wonder why the government is itself creating the jails. Because initially there may not be any criminals, but eventually there will be criminals. For them, purposefully the government is creating a prison house. And similar way, the government is taking care of the liquor shops and is giving the license and is running the liquor shop. Then we will wonder why the government is giving the liquor shop. See, if the government is not taking care of that, what will happen? This living area, all the ignorant people, what they will do? They will get into that illegal way and they will destroy this society. So, in order to keep this harmony in the society, the government is making this prison houses and liquor shops and all those, even though it is not the good thing, but still government is doing that. The similar way, the material creation is not at all required according to the Lord, because Lord wanted everyone to be along with him in the spiritual world. Since all the living entities, they wanted to enjoy themselves, like they get envy on the Lord's enjoyment by seeing the Lord, how he is enjoying, how he is controlling the spiritual world. The living entity also wanted to imitate the same thing. They also wanted to lord it over the things. So because of that, Lord creating a material world outside of this spiritual world, and he is creating and annihilating in a time to time. And this is the creation, how the government is taking care of, even though it is not needed, the prison houses and the liquor shops are not needed. Still the government is taking care those things. A similar way, this material universe also, it is not required, but still, because of to control and to bring this living entities into the proper process, who are all envy on the Supreme Lord. So Lord created this material world and is maintaining this material world. And even though he was doing that, he is allowed from all these activities. So this is the sloka we saw today. So Brahmaji is saying that how this, after the assembling of using this all the material elements, the 5 elements, false ego, intelligence, mind. False ego means intelligence, and the 3 modes of nature. Everything together, it is forming the body, and the living entity is coming into the being, and it is and accepting the primary and the secondary creation of the process of the creation. The material universe is by glancing over the material creation, the material nature, it impregnates the Lord, impregnate the material nature, and the living entities are appearing here, and getting created in this material world, and then the creation is continuing by the Brahmaji. So this is what we discussed in this today's class. So thank you everyone. Hare Krishna.